we won the game. We actually won the game already. Oh, our opponent is so dead. He doesn't even realize how dead he is right now. This is so perfect. Because that means I don't need to care about Slasher killing me in one turn, and that means I can Breach the Multiverse on this turn and win the game even faster. That means we can go Binding, get Lockdown, and get 2 extra cards, and now we are starting to go crazy. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today deck that might steal your heart, even though you don't know about it yet. Honestly, Up's on control of those Overlords, drawing cards with Up the Beanstalk, even if you cast them at Impending, because the converted mana cost still is 5 or higher, with all the cheap interaction with Leyline Binding. Once you get this everywhere, every binding is 1 mana, and it also ramps you, so this deck is extremely fun to play because you have so much mana, so many things to do, and you're doing so many cards with Up the Beanstalk, and in final moment, you cast Kaya, Intangible. This is one of the decks that casts Kaya the most consistently I have seen. This is also a meta version of the deck. It has good success in the ladder, so guys, I think you will like it. We are in for some real treat of a game, so I hope you will like them. And before we go there, just want to say a huge thank you to our absolute legend for today, Mauditi Mau. Really appreciate your support and thank you for being here since the start. So that's really, I hope you're enjoying the content and all the Patreon discussions. So yeah, this one is for you, and let's go into the gameplay. Alright, so our opponent is going first and we don't have white mana, however we have Cease and Desist, so I will take it. We can cycle into something hopefully, and you know, go from there. We'll see, we'll see. I definitely want Up the Bean. Well, this is extremely bad draw. This is mana that we absolutely do not need in any way. So this was basically a dead draw. Hopefully the next one, like we need Up the Beanstalks and Overlord so we can start refilling some value. Like if we are playing against real control, it could be Oculus deck or Resource control. So it's Oculus deck, alright. System Desist is honestly extremely important. They kinda want to reanimate on the next turn. They don't have anything in the graveyard. I will use this turn to set up. If they might reanimate Oculus on the next turn if they have a perfect draw. However, if they don't, we should be able to sneak up the Beanstalk. Alright, this is actually okay, right? This is kinda okay. Let's play this one while we can. And this has to be Soul Partition. Not getting value yet, but slowing them down a lot. If they play Jhin like this, that means they probably don't have the reanimation combo. Like, it's nearly always better to just, you know, tap less with Jhin. For example, so we can protect it against Soul Partition. We definitely don't have domain stuff. Okay, this was exactly the card I thought about, that they can reanimate with this. So we might be in some trouble, and we don't have double white for the Overlord, so oh boy, it might get rough really quickly. I need to untap, I need them to not do anything crazy on this single turn. Okay, we survive. Okay, with this, I think we won. I think we won. We completely stabilized here. Now we can go with this. We can Cease and Desist when they try to reanimate. They might have a counter spell, so they might still get it. But we're entering the phase of the... We just need double white. I think that's the last part we need. Hopefully we'll get it with Cease and Desist. Okay, we make a stop in case they... So this is an interesting situation. We can avoid counter spell even if they have it. Okay, there are no creatures like here. Because you can do the exile effect at the end step so they don't have creatures. However, they can make a new creature then. Okay. This is insanely good for us. We will get so much value with this man. They think it's good because they denied the card off, but we actually have so many ways to remove enchantments. Like even this already does the job. And Binding as well. And every time, man, Binding will draw so many cards. They might play Jhin on the next turn with protection spell. I think we'll go with... Wow, this is so good against their deck. Alright, I will be greedy. Okay, this is... Honestly, I think this is the best draw of the deck. This is exactly what we needed, man. Alright, we ramp, we have more mana, we have full domain right now, and all the mana problems went away. And we can now get the lockdown, if we care. Alright, let's make a stop. No Oculus. There is Get Lost though. That's interesting. But we could go bind. No, they need to play something. Like we actually get, we actually have quite a lot of value here. So they can kill the Overlord, but it's not worth it right now. They don't have anything to reanimate. Alright, so this is the moment where they cannot play a spell, because they don't get the Gene discount. That means we can go binding, get lockdown, and get 2 extra cards, and now we are starting to go crazy. Hopefully you get some cheap interaction. Another Overlord is really nice. So when they try to kill this, it's fine. They will get rid of Up the Beanstalk again, and then we can draw cards with it again. So every time they do it, we get more and more value. Every time we can answer it in some way. We could already go Desist, and basically get rid of this, and get rid of this, and get more cards. I honestly think we will go with Fabled Passage to try to fix our mana a little bit. But first we need to decide what we are playing. They are fully tapped. So I think it's a Sunfall. Yeah, I think... Okay, so we will Sunfall into Cease and Desist if they try to reanimate something. We keep them from having creatures in the graveyard. And let's go for white mana. This seems to be the biggest problem so far. And that will be a Sunfall. A nice, juicy Sunfall. And we have enough value that we can get it back later. See? Not a single creature. And if they draw one, we still have Cease and Desist. And at some point they will get they will run out of gas. It might already be the moment. Our animation spells are sorcery, so we can safely tap it then step. You know, just get an extra creature. Why not? Why not? Alright, and I probably already want to desist here. Let's play this and see 3, 6... Okay, so if they have paid 2 extra mana, we want Fabled Passage. We could also just play Overlord and force them to, you know, be aggressive. I think we actually just go with this. I just hardcast it and see what happens. We have 2 extra mana, so we can pay the tax. We already get the extra mana, so that will help us in future turns. And now we can play this for better draw on the next turn. To be honest, Sunfall is really good against this deck, because they really want to go white with Oculus. And we still have Cease and Desist, so we can prevent their animation. I would prefer to use it probably to destroy the enchantment. But sooner or later we will kill this and we'll get all the value back. So they're the 9th value, but it's not as good. This should hit Oculus right now. Oh, it didn't. They can get 3 steps ahead, which is nice for them, but they still need to remove the Overlord. Like, the value we are getting from this is pretty insane, and at some point we'll be able to use everything. 3 mana. They actually want us to cast something. Sure. This is 1 damage, we are dealing 6 and ramping at the same time. We also have this Overlord. So I think we should be in very good spot here. Let's start. They definitely don't want to give us any more lands. They might cycle cards at dance step, and I think that's what they will do. Alright, good. The point is that we need to Sunfall their board when they go super white. And this extra mana really helps to pay all the counterspell mana. I didn't really see counterspells so far, except the hard ones, but usually they play it. And when they tap for a single turn, we just desist this for extra value. If we have to, because right now we are having all the advantage in the world. And they didn't really deal any damage so far. And I think we'll use the passage to make our draws a little bit better. To make our deck lean, so, you know, we can do the stuff. I guess I need black. It shouldn't matter. Like, we have so many, you know, domain lands, basically. Extremely bad draw. The worst one in the deck. It's fine. It's fine. Now we have 12 damage. And this pressure is a big deal, so is that exile effect? And not on my watch, or what? So our idea is that we force them to do something, because they are keeping this 5 mana a turn for 3 steps ahead, but we are not a dummy, we are not playing into it, and they're losing on board every turn that they don't do anything else. Now they need to be way more decisive. Alright, here we start. Oculus in the graveyard. And then reanimation, instantly. And we will have to think how we fight this battle. Right, Jin is interesting. It gives them more versatility on spells. However, I think this is a good moment to do it. Alright, I'll be risky. I won't cycle the thing. And let's target ourselves. So we kinda give up on the lockdown plan for now. We should be able to get it in different way. Now they probably need to cast another spell. We have all of this mana, so it has to be a hard counter spell if they want Jin. And that means we can attack for 12 again. And potentially go with the Overlord, we'll see. Can I please stop drawing? Like I can buffer a lot, but at some point I need to stop drawing them. Last two cards were lands and we got 0 value from all of those plays. So now they need to kinda do it again. They need to hit a reanimation spell and get a creature into the graveyard. And man, that's rough. They're soon dead. They also need to block with Prankster. And with this, it is possible we just won the game, right? They might have Into the Flood Maw. Let's risk it. Because I know I will get comments if I don't do this play. That, oh, you just needed to not overthink it. And you guys were right. It seems you were right all along. Alright, so that was a really close game, man. Those Overlords just provided so much pressure. And I think our opponent hoped for our mistake. And he kept this and 5 mana too long. And we punished it as hard as we can. Alright, on the draw. However, our opponent didn't play a 1-drop. So that's already nice for us. Soul Partition into... I really want this Overlord. Man, if we're on the play, we would get so much tempo. But even here, I think we can make it work. Having Soul Partition is amazing. I think this might be mono-white control, because it seems to be a bit more popular lately. Do I want to get rid of it? Yep, because we want the Overlord and we want to keep tempo going. And at some point we'll Sunfall anyway. I mean, sure, with this we have kinda mana issues fixed and we can Sunfall on the next turn already, so we will be pretty quick. We need to get good value from the Sunfall because we don't have Up the Beanstalks, so our value is kinda limited. Like, right now we are losing by like 2 or 3 cards. This is absolutely amazing. So our opponent thinks that it's bad for us, it's actually amazing for us. We won the game. We actually won the game already. Oh, our opponent is so dead. He doesn't even realize how dead he is right now. Alright, so we also run, and those extra lands are such a difference. Especially with Up the Beanstalk, because you can keep chaining the value forever. Like, our opponent has 0 chance of winning this game right now. Like, whatever they have, they can have perfect hand for the rest of the game. It's fine, we just kill it. Their best play is probably killing Up the Beanstalk before we got all the crazy value from it. But it's already great for us. Alright, Biza. Okay, sure. So land and card, which is a good deal for them. However, perfect. The more Up the Beanstalks, the more happy of a person you are. Yep. We will have to watch out for milling. for getting milled, basically. I think we can go with the Sunfall here. That solves a lot of problems, and we have basically infinite value right now, so we can be wasteful. As long as we have another one for emergency plays, this should be good enough. So now we will try to attack our opponent, because we only have 42 cards in the library, and we need to be aware of self-milling ourselves. Oh, my friend, that's not... this won't do it. They are trading cards for like the aftermath of our cards, so it won't work. Alright, Biza, so they will get another treasure, another card, and that's it. Still good for them, especially the mana is helping, so they get extra tempo and extra value, but it's still not enough. If I play something, I can draw cards and play a land. We could also just go Overlord. Yeah, I think we go Overlord. With 2 extra cards, I hope we will draw a land. Nice, that's a very nice draw. And, I mean, why not play the untapped one to make sure... Okay, I didn't need to do it like this. Let's go for the Moth, because let's be honest, like, Overlord will die in some way. And Soul Partition is nice, you actually want, like, good value. Like, this is a good 2 mana play that sets them behind quite a lot. They got this, it's nice, but every play like this costs them a card, and you can see the difference is mounting already. So we will keep playing Overlords until one of us dies. It's interesting they play Evangelist, but I guess in, like, this is Caretaker's talent deck, by the way. So, how you can be the most aggressive? I can theoretically hit for 5 already, but I think it's still better to go for this. We force another removal from them, and as you can see, we just keep playing more and more. I won't play the last Beanstalk actually. Let's go for this one. I kinda don't want to surveil if I don't have to, because I'm conscious about my library size, you know? And we will have to discard something, that's fine, that's not a problem. Do I go for the... Yep, we definitely... Yeah, let's show our opponent what we have. This way we get a little bit more damage, which is something we really want right now. I think it's not on my watch. I don't see them attacking, and this is in case Up the Beanstalk gets removed somehow. Like, theoretically, they could actually play Desist and just destroy everything. So, no. This is more of an emergency play in case we don't have our current draw engine. Alright, and that was just thinking. So the Biza train is still here. I mean, they are always getting treasures because we will always be at. We could make we could play a Sunfall here, by the way. It's not a bad deal, but we will probably just kill everything. Oh man, this is such a perfect Sunfall board. I could go for all the map tokens. Alright, we need to be smart about this one. We're at 35 cards, so, you know, we need to kill him at some point. So we can attack with those two, and one goes through and then we Sunfall. Like, this feels like the best play by far. Do I attack with Overlord? It forces a charm block. We get more moths, so this will make a token bigger. So it's actually worth it, and it looks better, so our opponent doesn't see. We could also try to force our way through this board. Like, we could kill this, kill this. The problem is that they have enchantment removal, so those creatures might get back. You don't really want to bounce Biza back. If we kill Evangelist, I guess we can exile it. Alright, I actually will go for this play. Not what I wanted initially, but I think it's pretty good. 2 cards, alright. Not the best ones. And I could start getting rid of all the tokens, but do we really need to? Nope. The answer is nope. So basically we kinda sweep, just without using anything. Oh, this is an interesting decision. Sure. And now let's play... I wonder if they have the Sunfall? That would make sense, to be absolutely honest. I could also destroy all the enchantments myself. That would leave on... No, we wait until they have talent. I still think I want this Overlord, because we are redrawing so many cards, so we can be super wasteful. Especially that we have Kaya in the deck, so when we hit her it's even better. And I think we keep some interaction here. We can always use the mana. Alright, land. Even though we like lands, we want to focus on the value, so we have always the best answers. Our opponent is 1 card, which is... Up the Beanstalk is just taking over games, man. So I'm not sure what he can do. If he plays the talent, it's too slow, and we will just start actually attacking Biza and, you know, removing creatures. We can kill 3 out of 4 of their creatures. So we can dish out so much damage, but we can make this play once. So I want to make sure that it's as good as it gets. Alright, they want to get Scry. They probably don't know exactly what they will do, so that's why they tap Chorus Mana, so whatever happens, it won't hurt them. Bottom, this is super important, so let's pay attention. So the card, basically the top card is fully random. I think Kaya should be enough to close the game. Alright, they still have this, but we can Soul Partition it nicely, so it never transforms. They know about Soul Partition, by the way. They have so much clutter, man. Like, they have so many chomp blockers. Sure, that's good. And I want them to have as little mana as possible on the next turn, because it will be an important turn. So this is not a big deal, but we have so many Up the Beanstalks and we'll draw so many new cards that I think we can afford it. Just to slow them a little bit. Alright, land that isn't tapped. So let's go for the huge play. Obviously we start with this. Also the extra mana from the Overlord will really help here. Like, we are actually still short on mana somehow. And you can see how we are burning through the library with this kind of build. Okay, this is our extra damage for the turn, which is really nice. So we basically got 9 damage for free. Now we Sunfall everything. We redraw. And they don't have many counter, like much counterplay. Those draws are not very good though. And we cannot play the Kaya. Reset. Okay, with this we can. Perfect. And I don't think they have any answer to Kaya in their whole deck. They don't have edicts. Get Lost won't hit this, and we can start draining them. And they weren't aware that they are so close to being dead, which is kinda hilarious. Alright. To be fair, they are fighting like a lion, but our deck with Up the Beanstalk just absolutely outpowers them. Even if they hit talent, we just Leyline Binding it, cease and desist. I can sacrifice all of my stuff if I want to kill it even. And of course we can -3 Kaya, and actually we can steal it, which will probably lead to self-milling ourselves. So our opponent needs to kill Kaya in 2 turns. They have a carrot cake, so they can, you know, kinda life gain, but it doesn't change too much. I think that's over. What is their best play? That seems to not be land. They can make a token here, but it's just so lackluster. Let's start with this. So on the next turn they are dead, like straight up. We probably want to still get some value. Let's go with the binding. Don't forget that we have this 13/13 token. That's also pretty good. But first let's get rid of the talent. They have the fish. I think they want to block this with a fish, so when we cast Soul Partition they will scoop. I think that's the play, with all the cards we have. Yep. So we get rid of this. Now we will activate the token. I don't think we need to go for 2 tokens, but I mean, I guess why not. We can try to hit map tokens, so this is double lethal. It will be a bit easier. So we attack. We have 2 lethals here and lethal here, and also we have outvaluing hand. And that completely dwarfs their value. Yep, not on my watch, not the card we want right now. Alright, and that should be enough. We attack with everything, they make a blocker, we kill it, GG. Kaya is such a powerhouse, man. Whatever the game is like in a stalemate, you just go with Kaya. Or I guess they just wanted to give us a lethal maybe. Alright, that was a harsh game in a way, but our deck just scales way too hard for them. Alright, so we have absolutely 0 value hand right now. So hopefully we draw Up the Beanstalk and fix it and make it insane hand. So we have a lot of interaction, so we can survive early game. The problem is that we don't have follow-up for it. So we need to draw into the follow-up. The best draw right now is Up the Beanstalk, which honestly will fix everything. This is kinda okay, to be honest. We want green, because if we do Overlord, we need double green on turn 3. So if you play Swamp, you won't be able to play it. You know what? Honestly, I will play it right now. No. I don't need to exile it. Let's just submit 0. We draw a card. We want to draw into better cards. Bad card. See? Just good at magic. Oh man, that feels good. That feels good, and we can Soul Partition to get even more lands if we want, and then we can Breach the Multiverse. Then we just discovered completely alternate way to play this deck. So we can already Sunfall, but I'm not sure if we want to. It's so tempting to just keep ramping, man. I can play Breach the Multiverse on the next turn potentially, but if they have Bloodletter, we lose the game. So that's probably something we need to remember. Do I Sunfall? They still have a lot of cards. Greedy, but the point is that I cannot do anything else with this turn, so this is basically a 5 mana Soul Partition, so at least we can get tempo for later, and we still have Sunfall to just go around stuff. This is fully dead turn, and I actually want to ramp, but we can ramp in a different way. Alright, so we will draw cards with this. Oh, or just by top decking. That was a bad tap. We should tap black mana, and we got absolutely punished for it. but it's actually okay. Let's go with this one. It's not the biggest deal, but it provides some pressure, it provides clutter, so if Liliana or Edict comes, you know, maybe this will be easier. Well, not Edict, because they can target non-token, but for Liliana it might be a problem. And it also discourages them to, you know, play those kind of things. Here's the slasher. That's absolutely fine. At this point we don't really mind it. And remember, every turn they can play Bloodletter and kill us. Like Bloodletter, cut down, and we are dead. So let's be aware. Very good draw. Having Land is insane here. So I think we won the game with this. We'll have also the Overlord, but I don't want to block with Overlord, so we keep the token. See, the 1-1 is super important right now. I think we won the game. And here it is. It was lurking all along. And now they cannot go through, so we should get some decent draw. Or decent value. Is that all cards? Opponent's graveyard. Alright, you will get your stuff. I get it. So we don't really care about lands too much. We want double black, double white. Let's go for white then. We have the domain lands, but still. So I actually want to play the multiverse. So that means we go with this. That lowers the value. Slasher on its own is not the biggest deal. We could breach. There's no way. Okay, I will actually play it like this. I don't think they will block. If they block, that's amazing for us. I'm hoping for a block, but I think we won't get perfect. Thank you, man. That's so good. This is so perfect. Because that means I don't need to care about Slasher killing me in one turn, and that means I can breach the multiverse on this turn and win the game even faster. White Overlord probably, or Kaya. Let's see which one we are hitting. Man, this is the... What? Oh, right. I forgot. Alright, we will take Liliana. I kinda forgot. Okay, that's an epic whiff, man. I have to admit, that's a pretty epic whiff. I should also -2 Liliana, but I got bamboozled too hard. We get rid of the Slasher. Don't worry, 7 mana Liliana is good enough for us, because we are winning anyway. But right, Breach the Multiverse works in a specific way that it takes from the graveyard, not from the cards you are, you know, seeing in the top cards. So yeah, if everything gets exiled, there are no targets. Geeks? Alright, sure. That should be easy win. We can also discard the last card, they only will have Akrazot, that does kinda nothing. So, what we will do right now. Let's discard a card. It will be Soul Partition. Don't worry, we will draw more. We exile everything, we draw a card, and our opponent honestly can scoop at this point. And because we cannot hardcast, we actually go for Impending. It's good enough and it's faster damage than if we didn't do it. We actually want those moths, and soon we'll get the Overlord, and we also have a token, so we already dish out 8 damage on the next turn. We can Soul Partition, or just -2 Liliana, but then they will use the Founder to use this as a creature. So, we will start, for this reason, with Up the Beanstalk and see what the next card is. We will be forced to Soul Partition this, probably. Yep, seems like it. But we need to be aware. Mishra's Founder is really good. I think they know how to use it. I think they know. And I think I had Soul Partition for Breach the Multiverse. Oh, the comments will roast me, but rightfully so. So we get rid of Bloodletter. We cannot discard anything, but to be honest, our cards are not very good, so we can just go with display. We want Untap Land, because why not? Do I want to attack for 8 or protect Liliana? This is actually our last piece of value in a way, but we are getting the Overlord, so we can be aggressive. Alright, that's fine. And you want the Slasher first and Akrazot later. If Akrazot is in the board, there is no way of going Lethal straight up from that. And yep, now we will get 14 damage on the next turn, so they will be kinda forced to block and we can minus Liliana without losing her. So even if we keep drawing clans until end of the game, I think we will win. That was like the idea. We want to make sure that whatever happens, we will win this game, even if the draws will be as bad as it gets. Up the Beanstalk honestly won this game. Sure. Good try, but it won't be enough. And they're dead, so that's a scoop moment. Even with the Leyline, even negating our best play that I kinda butchered. See, that's a land. I mean, alright. I guess we will attack then. Yep. That's it. They can block one creature, but they are falling behind so hard they cannot recover from this. Alright, I hope you enjoyed those games. They were pretty fun, and I'll tell you, man, this deck is just so much more fun to play than you think. The fact that you have all this ramp with Overlord every time it enters and attacks, and at some point it will be attacking. This gives you so much mana, and with Up the Beanstalk you have kinda infinite plays. Every time you play a spell, you instantly redraw it, so especially if you have two of them, you can basically burn through your whole deck, as long as you have mana. And I think that is something that makes the deck so fun to play, on top of Kaya Intangible Slayer, that I really like this card. It's amazing, it's so fun, stealing stuff from opponent is always, like, it never gets old. So yeah, it's one of the best decks to go about Kaya, and I've seen this deck as my opponent on the ladder multiple times, I remember, so this seems to be pretty popular. And at the same time, you know what, before we go there, let's thank our patrons, because they are the ones that allow content like this to happen. So really thank you guys, this is really appreciated, and I hope you're enjoying the content. And yeah, I hope we exceed your expectations, or at least match them. So honestly, with this deck you have a lot of different answers, because Cease and Desist is perfect for this deck, obviously due to the mana. You can cast it basically always, and it prevents all the reanimator strategies. We have so many of them right now, and it also goes around this Oculus deck. This is super important because they can reanimate on like turn 3 easily, and then if you have Cease you will prevent it, and that completely changes the game. One of the weaknesses of the deck, right, you see this deck is amazing. I'll show you a very bad deck. Here it is, that's the bad deck. If you don't hit Up the Beanstalk, you stop being control deck, suddenly you are a mid-range deck, basically, that doesn't have card advantage. And you can still win, it's fine, but you play a different deck then. So I would love to have like 8 Up the Beanstalks, but of course we cannot. So that means that sometimes if this gets removed or you don't draw it, you kinda need to play a different game. However, with Overlords ramping you, you still get the part when you have all this mana, you can play Overlords, you can Breach the Multiverse and Kaya. So you can still find ways to, you know, create 2-for-1 or even 3-for-1 that will skyrocket you ahead against everything that isn't super heavy control. And against super heavy control, I mean, you need to draw Up the Beanstalk and start playing Overlord so we can redraw, and at some point you will waste their cards. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and this review. The deck is super fun, it seems strong and extremely enjoyable. So yeah, if you like those colors, this is probably your best bet to play ladder. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys, and see you tomorrow.